Yo, before we get into the episode, I do want to talk to you guys about this product right here. This is Bulk Pre-Workout Supplement by Transparent Labs. Just like the name says, they're completely transparent about everything that is in the product and how much of it is in the product. No proprietary blends, anything like that. All pure ingredients. By far my favorite product as far as pre-workouts go. And they have a plethora of supplements, so check them out at transparentlabs.com. Use promo code JOE10 for 10% off at checkout. Let's get into the episode.
Hey guys, my name is Julius Anglickas. I was born in Lithuania and I moved to United States when I was about 14 years old, and right now I'm living in St. Louis, fighting for a living. So I've been fighting for almost 9 years right now, and it's funny how I got into it. I just thought it was going to be a next step. Wrestling was finished. I wrestled in college, and once that was done, I figured I needed to do something more to test myself with something bigger and just move one step up. So I just figured fighting was the next logical thing, and I figured out I was pretty good at it. My childhood in Lithuania was normal. It wasn't nothing fancy at all. Not too many opportunities there, so all I did was just stay home, play video games. I tried playing basketball. It never clicked to me. I think that's why I leaned towards more one-on-one combat, because whenever I came to the United States, I thought I was going to also play basketball on the high school team. Got cut on the second day of tryouts, and that's when I was introduced to wrestling, and that was the best thing that could have happened to me. I think I started showing interest to fighting towards the end of my wrestling season. I knew the wrestling was my world at the moment. I did not know anything else. That's where my focus was. And when I knew it's about to reach the end, the college wrestling is about to be over, I started brainstorming what would I do after. And since I enjoy the excitement of competition, all the ups and downs and the happiness that you create when you go through hell, I just realized fighting is gonna be the next thing. Few of my friends did it, and I think they were the ones who sparked the interest. So before, I just thought that, where are those fighters? Because whenever I wrestled in upstate New York, I was staying on campus. I did not see any fighters. I was not aware of any gyms around or people fighting. So I thought fighting was more just this underground thing. Nobody knows who the fighters are. Nobody knows where they are, where they train, but they out there doing crazy stuff. And when I came to St. Louis, the gyms are everywhere. Everybody's fighting. Fighting is the most casual thing. Everybody's doing it. So it gave me this opportunity, okay, cool. I can just jump in and follow these guys. I found a good gym, have a good flow, and never turn back. It's a tough sport, and you have a lot of injuries. When I turned pro, I had 2 pro fights. And then I did not fight for a year and a half. You get a lot of support from the team to, Julius, stick with this, you're doing fine, you're doing good, just trust the process, you're gonna do fine, just wait it out, heal, and you'll do good. But when you're only 2 fights in as a pro, and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you think oh, is this for me? Is it worth it? Do I need to get a job? Do I need to go pursue something? People who don't understand the fighting, they tell you to be done, stop, go do something else, find a job. But I'm glad I listened to my teammates. I'm glad I listened to my coaches who said, Julius, wait it out. Once you're going to heal, you're going to get another shot. You're going to win some fights, and you're going to be on the radar for the bigger shows. So I'm glad I put a trust in them, and now I'm doing pretty big things. What motivates me to keep going, I think, is just my nature. I don't know what else I would be doing. I think I need that excitement of competition, of looking forward to something big. And it was also fun whenever, let's say in wrestling, you have a lot of eyes on you and everybody's counting you to do something crazy. So you hate the pressure, but you also like the glory that comes with it when you win, or even if you lose, you have a lot of people behind you supporting you, and it feels amazing. So without fighting, I don't know what else I would be doing. I think my life would be boring, and I don't want that. I want to fight as long as I can, so I'm gonna keep doing this for as long as my body lets me. I think I would define the success in this sport is whenever you feel happy with what you've done. So even if you don't win a title, even if your record doesn't look the best, I feel success is if you are happy with it. No one can really tell if you are successful or whatever. Everybody has their own opinion. But if you feel happy with what you did because you did for the reasons that you have personally, and if you feel happy with that, then you had a great career. You did what you had to do, and you were successful. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. One of the advices I would give to my younger self, if I could, is don't overtrain. Since wrestling and since I was young, I always loved to go, and I knew my body can take it. And maybe sometimes overdoing wasn't the best thing for you. You always looked up to the movies like Rocky or just wrestling mentality in general, and the more you do, the better. When you're young, okay, that helps, but I think too many times I did it too much than it was really needed, and I still carry that same mentality, and even now sometimes I do way too much than I should be doing. So I think, yeah, the advice to younger myself would be just take a little easier. If you feel like you're a little sore, take a day, or just don't do extra what you think you don't need to do. Like, just focus strictly on what you have to do that, and save your body. Being in the sport, I learned to do things alone a little bit. For example, through my whole athletic career, I always had coaches hold your hand and do this, do that. But right now it's like gym is packed with people. Everybody is busy. Everybody has their own schedule. Coaches are busy. You have to figure out a lot of things on your own because you know the little extra things that you might need. So, and it was a big wake-up call whenever I started fighting. You feel like you have a lot of attention from coaches, but when things get more and more serious, you need to realize like, oh, I need this, I need that, and there is no way around it. I think that's how my first loss came. I was not focusing too much on the things that I personally needed, and I just kind of went through the simple practices and not doing extra work. So after that first loss, I'm like, wow, like I kind of need to be my own coach a little bit as well. I need to take charge of my training. So I think that helped me to learn to create my own practices, to take my own charge. And right now I can feel like I'm almost turning into a coach a little bit as well by realizing what I need and just taking charge, calling up people, calling up my teammates. Hey, Carlitos, Jeremiah, Jackson, Jimmy, I need you guys. Can we show up at this time? Blah, blah, blah. And then we'll flip in, we'll beat someone else as well from the group who needs it. And at first, doing that on your own, it's kind of like, oh, I should not be doing this, but that's what you have to be to be successful. And after doing it, after a little bit of time of doing that, you get in the habit, and it doesn't become a big deal of arranging your own practices, taking charge. And so I've realized that, like I can make anything happen. Of course, you need coaches, but whenever it comes to extra work, you yourself need to be that guy to go and get that extra work. And I think that's what I learned, and that's what you need to do in the sport. I see a lot of guys only putting the bare minimum. They go to practice, they do what coach says during practice, and that's it. They don't do the extra stuff, or maybe just slightly bit, but not really striving past that. So learning how to do things on your own can really carry you further and further. It's almost like people say, like, people don't know what the real fighters do it, because in the practice you see everybody, real fighters, amateurs, people who don't even fight, but the real fighters, they do something behind the scenes, something that people don't see, and yeah, people don't even know where that hard work is coming from. I think growth depends on different people. Like, let's say for me, when I started fighting, I was putting focus on doing everything correct and just growing and grabbing as much information and putting into my brain as much as I could. And over time, sometimes you get stagnant, you hit little setbacks, you get little injuries, so maybe like during those times you just get a little depressed and try not to think much about it. But growth is almost like a personal choice. Some people stay stagnant, some people just on their own try to get better. Even if it's sometimes to try to get better, you'll just hit some like stagnant parts where you just you feel defeated, or you just need some break. But then once you get your break, you reset and you just want to grow back again. And to me, happens all the time. Whenever you get injured, you get a little depressed, you feel like you just want to hide, you feel like the whole world is crashing on you. But once you healed up, it's like, okay, like I got this, like I'm good, all right, let's get back at it, let's learn as much as I can. Let's keep training. Let's go after another fight. So for me, like, one of the things that stopped my growth, I guess, is little injuries or little setbacks like that. But I had so many of them that I'm realizing it's okay. I'll be fine. You'll heal up. There will be more fights. I think the major key of getting where I am today is staying the same person as I've always been since high school. Since high school and college, I was always just physical and just work, eat right, sleep right, take your rest, don't hang out at night all the time. You need your rest, you need your good nutrition, stay athletic, and that never changed ever for me. When I came to the United States, that's what I was introduced to, weights and a little bit more physical activity than before, and I loved it. I fell in love with it, and it never faded off since then. I mean, there was a lot of opportunities where I could have drifted away into something else, but I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I stayed focused on what I need to be doing, and I think that was one of the bigger keys that helped me be successful in fighting. Sure, it's different than wrestling. It's tough. You could have setbacks, this and that, but I had something that it's hard to train for, which is just doing the right thing to begin with. Get your rest, get your sleep, train hard, don't get distracted with other things. I think my end goal is just to be happy with the career. Title, of course, will be nice, but I've seen a lot of people who won the titles and then they fell through, or something happened to them, or they're just not happy with their career. And I see a lot of fighters who never fought a title or never even fought for it, and everybody loves them. It's almost like their careers matter more, and they matter more as a fighter than some champions. So I think I want to be likable. I want people to like me and the way I fight, and just want to have a long, happy, healthy career. Hopefully fight till almost I'm 40. I'm sure it's going to be a little tough by then, but I want to do that. I don't want to do nothing else at the moment. I want to stretch this out for as much as I can, and yeah, just be happy with what I've done. Titles and everything, sure, great. I would love it. But at the end, it's, again, as long as you're happy with whatever you did, no matter all the losses, wins, as long as you're just happy and as long as you have the big support behind you, I think you won there.